Lakehills, Texas, in Bandera County, in the Hill Country. It's a short drive from San Antonio, Texas. It's a touristy town where a family or couple can venture out to admire the beautiful views. There's Medina Lake with boating, skiing, swimming, fishing, museums, horseback riding, dude ranch, camping, cabins to rent, and more. A perfect place to retire, or so we thought. Something is happening in Lakehills, Texas. Numerous people have disappeared, and 3 have been found dead since April of 2022. But why? It's a question we asked. Today, we will discuss Brittany McMahon, last seen near the Bandera Pass subdivision. She had a broken wrist and was found on July 3rd, 2022, hanging from a tree near 173 Loop North. Manner of death, suicide. But someone else must have tied the rope around a tree, climbed the tree 8 feet and tied the rope around her neck. Multiple knots were noted on the rope, but with a broken wrist, her parents have been asking for clear explanations. On July 3rd, a man's dog found a human skull. He followed the dog trail. He came across a gruesome scene. A human spine, a rib cage. Part of both legs remained, but no hands and no feet were found. A rope was wrapped around a tree 8 feet high, and white sunglasses were on the ground. It's a terrible tragedy. Brittany's parents rushed to the scene, and one can only imagine the horror of seeing your beautiful daughter in this manner. Sheriff's investigators worked at the scene, and a video was taken. It was determined by police to be a self-inflicted hanging. As in every town, there's always a not-so-popular part of the community, and drug consumption is a daily occurrence. A private investigator and retired policeman is investigating the occurrences. Sheriff Daniel Butts told KSAT 12 San Antonio News that although they all knew each other and consumed drugs together, including methamphetamines, he stated the cases are not related and there is no increase in threats to the community. But the hired detective and the parents, the community, and the search volunteers are all seeking answers.
The parents of 33-year-old Brittany McMahon disagree with the Bandera County Sheriff's Office conclusion that her death was a suicide and was not related to the recent disappearances of 3 other people.
Susan and Randy McMahon took us to the woods outside Bandera, where the remains of their daughter Brittany were found at the base of a cedar tree. She had been staying with a boyfriend who lived nearby and suddenly went missing June 19th.
They didn't try to investigate this. It was a suicide from the get-go.
I'm coming to you.
The McMahons claim investigators jumped to their conclusion based largely on this, a screenshot from the crime scene video they obtained from the sheriff's office shows a rope tied around the tree about 8 feet above the body. Another section of rope looped around Brittany's neck. The McMahons say Brittany had recently broken her wrist and could not have gotten high enough to fasten the rope and hang herself.
Not with one arm. Not and put a rope around a limb and put it around her neck. It was a distal radial fracture to the wrist.
The family says more forensic investigation should have been done at the scene, that they found Brittany's ring and other evidence investigators overlooked, and they say deputies should have examined more closely any connection with the others who went missing.
All these people are friends, and they associated out here quite a bit.
Chief Deputy Matthew King told us Tuesday, "We don't find anything that ties them together. Yes, they knew each other. They all have drug history. We looked real close and found no common denominator."
The McMahons say they're working with 2 retired police officers who've agreed to investigate Brittany's death as well as the disappearances of the other 3 people. In Bandera, Jay Avila, News 4, San Antonio.
There's nothing left but bones.
Bandera County Sheriff's investigators say it appears Brittany hung herself from a tree. They said the rope broke, causing her to fall to the ground, exposing her to animals.
Brittany had a broken arm. Nobody commits suicide by hanging themselves upside down and tying their arms around the tree.
The family's looking to hire an attorney to look into this case.
Was she murdered Was it suicide? It obviously wasn't natural causes. I need a reason.
August 9th, the grand jury decided not to move forward with a criminal investigation in this case due to the lack of evidence. If new evidence emerges, authorities will reopen this investigation. Meanwhile, the sheriff's office is now considering whether to start sharing missing persons flyers on their social media and their website. Isis.
Thank you, Alicia.
Persons flyers on their social media and their website. Isis.
Thank you, Alicia.
In the woods nearby, police found a silver ring, a gold chain, shorts with a cross on the back pockets, and $2 in the pocket, 2 shoes, a torn black sports bra, white sunglasses, and a camouflage-style hat with hair inside that was consistent with Brittany's. What appeared to be pink underwear was attached to the remains. The white cotton clothesline found knotted around the body's neck matched the broken rope hanging from the 7-foot-high cedar tree branch. In a police report dated July 6, investigators said Brittany most likely stood on a lower branch on the cedar tree to tie the rope on a higher branch before placing the noose over her neck and stepping off. News of the discovery quickly spread, and within hours, Brittany's family arrived on the scene. Her father, Randall McMahon, brought a baseball bat and a knife and was disarmed by a relative. McMahon accused Brittany's ex-boyfriend of being involved, a police report said. Brittany's body was taken to the Texas State University Department of Anthropology in San Marcos for an autopsy, and it took nearly a week for officials to positively identify Brittany from dental records. The autopsy report stated that there was no skeletal evidence indicating the cause or manner of death. The investigation led to a finding that her death did not result from criminal activity, the police report said. The suicide ruling by the sheriff's office doesn't sit well with Brittany's family, who say it would have been physically impossible for Brittany to hang herself from the tree. They say she had a broken arm at the time, the result of a fight with her ex-boyfriend, Mahir Abdul Razik, a few days earlier. King, however, said deputies who responded to the fight between Brittany and Abdul Razik observed no such injury. A witness told police that Susan McMahon, while searching for Brittany in the Old Loop subdivision on June 19th, stopped him and said that Brittany had told her mother that she wasn't okay and that she intended to take some pills. The police report said Susan McMahon denied saying that when questioned by police. Her family is discouraged that the case is closed and are concerned with the findings presented because they find it problematic that she committed suicide, Detective Fitzgerald said. They think it should be investigated as foul play. Brittany's friends said that despite her struggle with addiction, she planned on leaving Bandera County to start a new life in Corpus Christi. At the time of her death, she was getting her truck ready and a camper installed so that she could go live on the beach. To get away from her problems in Bandera, the police report said. Several people said they suspect Abdul Razik of being involved in her disappearance. One woman said Abdul Razik texted her on June 18th asking for an alibi, but did not say what for, the report said. Abdul Razik denied seeing Brittany after their fight.
Bandera County Sheriff's Office investigator has specifically not called me back, nor has the sheriff. Interviewed people who know all 3 of these people, which for them completely non-being related, it is ironic.
Pipe Creek, Texas, with a population of 9,452. It's located in the Hill Country, in beautiful Bandera County, Texas. It's reminiscent of the lazy days of summer, walking to the old swimming hole, or walking to the country store, where there was always a friendly face who knew you by your name. and even knew your mom and pop. Pipe Creek is in a peaceful area, peaceful neighborhoods, peaceful people, a place to get away from it all, to get away from the big city, a breath of fresh air, a place of relaxation, a place to let your guard down, as crime is a rare occurrence, and you can leave your doors unlocked, or so we thought.
Skeletal remains were found early this afternoon on Red Bluff Ranch Road. The remains have now been sent to the Central Texas Autopsy. According to Bandera County Chief Deputy Matt King, the remains were burned and wrapped inside of a tarp or a blanket. Investigators say people who live in the area near FM 1283 were walking, saw the covering, and discovered those remains.
Today, let's talk about Sean Duffy, a longtime resident of Pipe Creek, Texas, a 56-year-old and a father. He was last seen at his residence on July 16, 2022. He was reported missing. A news source states he was reported missing by an acquaintance on July 16, 2022. Another news article stated he was last seen on July 4th of 2022. His body was recovered. It was recovered on August 1st of 2022. He was found by a man who'd recently had a car accident on Red Bluff Road. He had lost his wallet and returned to search for it. Instead, he discovered a rug, and wrapped inside was a burned body. It was Sean Duffy. The sheriff's office stated his death is being investigated as a homicide. The later update revealed Sean Duffy was first shot, then burned and wrapped in a rug. Evidence proved Sean Duffy had been shot at his residence. But why are people disappearing from Bandera County, Texas? Who is the acquaintance that reported Sean Duffy missing? And who was the last to see him? He had friends in common with 4 of the other strange disappearances and deaths in Bandera County. Is there a serial killer on the loose? The sheriff's office has stated the cases are not related. It has been revealed all of these residents of Bandera County, Texas knew each other. Although they all ran in the same circles, unfortunately drug users, they all had their own reasons for self-medicating. They are still human, and they are loved by many, many people. A private investigator for some of the families has stated he has contacted the sheriff's office numerous times with evidence. Unfortunately, they have not returned his calls. Let's insist that the sheriff's department arrest the drug dealers. Justice for Sean Duffy, Brittany McMahon, Jordan Tompkins, Norma Espinosa, and Dimitri Perez. Norma Espinosa, a 63-year-old from Bandera County, Texas. She was reported missing. Her last contact was on August 7th, 2022, and her daughter reported her missing on August 12th. Searches were performed in and around her area, but she was not found. Then, on September 6th, 2022, a neighbor found her body. Her body was found approximately 100 yards away from her home. Her body was sent for an autopsy. Results are pending. Bandera County Chief Deputy Matt King said the department is awaiting positive identification of the remains following an autopsy, but identifiable information, including a cane and clothing belonging to Espinosa, was found with the remains. He said it doesn't look like there was any foul play involved, but they're going to wait and see what the autopsy says. It's not yet clear whether sheriff's deputies suspect foul play. Espinosa is the 3rd Bandera County resident since July to disappear and turn up dead weeks later. Locals have also stated law enforcement is corrupt and cops protect the drug dealers. Espinosa's daughter says the sheriff's office has not yet answered her questions about their investigation. Private investigator Dennis Fitzgerald has stated that there is a relative connection between all of them, he said. We're a small community, so it's not unusual that they know each other. And Dennis Fitzgerald says he won't yet rule out a connection between their cases. He stated, I've not yet found anything that disproves a correlation on at least a couple of these cases, he said. It is said Norma's family member knew the other missing people and ran in the same crowd. We don't know what's happening in Lakehills, Texas, Bandera County, Texas. It's strange many people disappear and some found dead under mysterious circumstances. If you have any information regarding Norma Espinosa's death, please contact Private Investigator Dennis Fitzgerald. It is stated Norma Espinosa was a very friendly person, and she was the life of the party. And although Norma required medication for severe pain, she'd laugh, sing, and dance. Let's bring closure to the family of Norma Espinosa. Rest in peace, Norma. You will be missed. Dimitri Perez is missing from Lakey, Texas, in Real County. He was reported missing on April 14, 2022, and a missing persons report was filed on April 16th. He weighs 160 pounds and he's 5 feet 9 inches tall. He has thick, short brown hair and brown eyes, and he needs contacts or glasses to see. He is a father of a young baby, and he has a mole on his right shoulder, and he has no tattoos. He was last seen wearing either cargo shorts or pajama pants with white socks and no shirt. His shoes were later found. It appears he was barefoot, although the terrain is rugged. He wears a gold chain with 2 crosses, one with the name Raylin, the other with the name Chaley. He was last seen walking south on Highway 83 at the blinking light at Reagan Wells Road and Highway 83. Another source states it's possible he was last seen walking along Little Drive Frio Road around 11:30 a.m. His mother has pleaded with the community and is working with others, including Texas EquiSearch, in order to find the answers to questions into the disappearance of her son Dimitri. She has reached out to the authorities and several searches have been conducted.
Tonight, the Bandera County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help in finding 3 young adults who all went missing within the same 50-mile radius in just the last few months. Dimitri Perez went missing back on April 14th. He was last seen at the blinking lights at Reagan Wells off Highway 83 in Lakey. The Bandera County Sheriff's Office can be contacted at 830-796-4323.
Mom Brandy Pichardo wants nothing more than to find her son Dimitri. The hardest part is not knowing where he is or what may have happened to him.
I need to know.
Dimitri has been missing since April 14th. He lives in Lakey, about 100 miles from San Antonio. Over the months, there have been several searches for Dimitri, who just turned 25 years old last Thursday.
We have not had any luck with any leads, anybody, seeing him, lots of rumors and, this one said or this person said, but nothing that the police have been able to connect.
To make matters worse, Brandy says people have been trying to extort her for money. She says she's had people text her pretending to be Dimitri, others claiming they had her son.
There's like a filter or something like where you can take a still picture and like make it move, and like they made his like head move and his eyes, open and shut, and that's all been, turned over to the police, and it's all been falsified.
Brandy fears something may have happened to her son. She says he just wouldn't leave his young daughter, who recently turned a year old. And on the week Dimitri went missing, he just started a new job. She believes someone out there knows what happened to her son, and she's hoping to get answers.
I love him and I miss him.
If you have any information on Dimitri's disappearance or have any information you feel could be helpful to investigators, please call the Real County Sheriff's Office 830-232-5201. You can also help by sharing Dimitri's story on Facebook. I'll have it posted on my Facebook page and give you updates as I get them.
To report information related to Dimitri Perez's disappearance and whereabouts, please contact Real County Sheriff's Office at 830-232-5201. 832-5201, or you can contact his mom, Brandy Pichardo, at 830-279-4889. What is happening in Riel County and Bandera County, Texas, in the towns of Lakehills, Pipe Creek, and Lakey, Texas? Are all of the disappearances related? Please bring Dimitri home. You can call the TIP hotline, 866-660-4025, or please contact Texas EquiSearch. Any information, no matter how small or insignificant you think it may be, do not hesitate to call. Texas EquiSearch is searching for 25-year-old. They've posted on their Facebook page, Missing Dimitri Perez, 24, Lakey, Texas, 4/13/22. 24-year-old Dimitri Perez was last seen on foot near his residence in Lakey, Texas on April 13th, 2022. Dimitri has short black hair, brown eyes, and medium complexion. It is possible Dimitri may have removed his shoes and had been walking barefoot or with socks along Little Dry Frio Road. If you have seen Dimitri Perez since his reported disappearance, if you know of his current whereabouts, or if you have any information whatsoever concerning Dimitri's disappearance, please contact the Riel County Sheriff's Office at 830-232-5201. Or contact Texas EquiSearch at 281-309-9500.